Good morning, everyone. Here's your weather hazard briefing for Thursday, June 24th. We do have a couple of more days worth of thunderstorms coming our way, and then that advertised prolonged heat wave will be here. And it looks like starting Monday and definitely beyond that, we're going to dealing with some pretty hot weather across the region, not only here in Idaho, but across much of the northwestern U.S. Like I said, we see those showers and thunderstorms continuing through Friday. Now, with a little bit more moisture in the air, that means some of these storms will be ones that produce a little bit more rain, but a lot of them will still be dry. We characterize a dry thunderstorm as one that's producing a little bit of rain, not much in the way, just a few hundredths, and gusty winds. And even some of these wet thunderstorms will be producing some gusty winds as well. It looks like we really dry out Saturday and Sunday, but the ridge really starts taking hold early next week and well into next week. That's when the multiple days of very hot weather, potentially all-time record highs being tied or broken in many areas, will start taking place. The big issue also with this, a lot of times when we have these heat waves, we can cool off at night, and especially in the lower elevations, it's going to be really hard to do with just how warm it's going to be during the daytime hours. Satellite loop shows quite a bit of moisture with that low to our south pushing on through. Now, yesterday we did have the cloud cover really hold the thunderstorms at bay across the south, but there was enough clearing up to the north where we had to get more thunderstorms going than we thought yesterday. This cloud cover is kind of probably will be messing with our forecast over the next couple of days, because even though we have things in the forecast kind of set in stone for now, with the cloud cover, things can really start changing over the next few hours, and that will again occur tomorrow as we start to see some of these trends that we really can't forecast out more than a handful of hours in advance starting to develop. For today, we do have the scattered thunderstorm coverage and red flag warnings over the South Hills, the Southeast Highlands, and the Eastern Highlands. We might see scattered thunderstorms up around the mountains north and east of the Wood River Valley. And we also might end up with a little more thunderstorm coverage than we're thinking across the Snake Plain, especially if we can get some pretty good outflow boundaries occurring. We had that yesterday across the area. For tomorrow, it looks like the higher thunderstorm potential, lightning potential, is going to be confined to the mountains east of I-15 over towards the Wyoming border. Other areas seeing some isolated showers and thunderstorms. Saturday, we start to see things beginning to transition. With the ridge still to our northwest, we're going to have a pretty good north to northeast wind across the area, and that means lake wind conditions for American Falls Reservoir. It's going to be breezy in most areas, and believe it or not, we still might see a lingering thunderstorms down around Bear Lake, but the potential is continuing to get lower and lower each day. Still some decent northeast winds on Sunday for potentially lake wind conditions on American Falls Reservoir. Otherwise, we start the hot and dry trend, and as early as Monday, we may see some heat risk issues across the Magic Valley, but that really starts ramping up from Tuesday and beyond. Looking at how the forecast is going to shape for today, skipping ahead to this afternoon, there'll be a few showers around, but you'll notice we go in the afternoon, a little more shower and thunderstorm activity across the southeast corner, and also up along the Wyoming border towards Island Park. Showers and thunderstorms developing over the central mountains. Now, what's going to be interesting is trying to time out any outflow boundaries coming across the Snake Plain. We may see that as early as 4 o'clock. This particular model really wants to hold off till mid-evening. So anywhere from about 4 o'clock through midnight, we're going to be watching for thunderstorm development across the Snake Plain. As we go in towards the evening hours, the bulk of the activity will be over the Snake Plain into the Eastern Highlands. It looks like as we get an outflow boundary shifting down to the south and west, there'll be a line of potential showers and thunderstorms lining up by midnight from around Pocatello back towards Haley and Bellevue. And any of those storms, if they do form, will shift southeast across the Magic Valley. Going into tomorrow morning, there'll be lingering showers and thunderstorms across the southeast corner. Again, for tomorrow, it looks like the better chance of storms will be places like Island Park, Driggs, Montpelier, Bear Lake, down towards Malad, with more isolated thunderstorm coverage across the rest of the area. Looking at how our temperatures are shaping up for today, with the cloud cover and the showers and thunderstorms around, it'll still be in the 80s to near 90 in the lower elevations. 60s and 70s if you want to venture up into the mountains today. Tomorrow morning, we'll see temperatures running fairly close to where they are in a lot of areas today, or this morning in the 50s to near 60 in the lower elevations. Looks like around 40 in the Stanley Basin, up in the Copper Basin area as well. For tomorrow afternoon, degree or two from where we are today, and actually I think it might end up being a little bit cooler tomorrow than it will be today as we go through the afternoon hours. We get a little more sunshine, we actually may be another degree or two warmer than what we're forecasting. For Saturday morning, it looks like we're going to see the down valley wind keeping temperatures up around Oakley, Burley, over into the Magic Valley and Treasure Valley into the 60s. Elsewhere we'll be in the 40s and 50s for the most part. We start to barely warm up Sunday, just barely. We're talking a degree or two at best. For Sunday, very similar conditions, and for Sunday afternoon, that's when we start the warm-up across the area. And going into Monday, that trend really starts kicking in. You can see Chalice by Monday already pushing 100 degrees, pushing 95 to 100 across portions of the Snake Plain and the Magic Valley. And we've been kind of showing you how things might look over the next few days at a few select locations. We're going to look at Idaho Falls. Starting for Tuesday, the most likely temperature range right around 89 to 96 degrees. We might push 98, 99 on Tuesday. Here we are on Wednesday. 92 to 99 is the most likely temperature range, but we might go to 101. We could go to 101 again on Thursday. The all-time record high for June and for any day or month of the year is 102 for Idaho Falls. So we're going to be getting really close to that. And usually that doesn't happen in June or July, so we're just going to have to watch and see how things go. And that trend pretty much continues. You actually see we could maybe hit 102, but the most likely range for Friday is going to be 93 to 99 degrees, and not much of a difference going into Saturday. The overnight lows will be interesting. You notice for Tuesday morning we're going to be in the 50s, but we're going to start pushing into the 60s as we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And this may be on the cool side even. If we get really warm in the afternoon, sometimes the cumulative effect is that it just takes a while for us to cool off, things to cool off. And not only the temperature-wise, but our bodies and stuff like that. So that's why we're talking about some prolonged heat risk effects coming with this pretty long warm spell coming through our area. And it's not only going to be here. If you're going into Washington and Oregon, northern Idaho, places like that, it's going to be potentially even hotter than what will be here in our neck of the woods. Still looking at Stanley, just to give you an idea, in some places in the mountains, it's going to be probably some of the hottest weather they've seen. The all-time record in Stanley is 96 degrees. We may hit that or exceed it starting Tuesday. The same on Wednesday. Thursday, looking at a very similar range in the 90s. Can't rule out hitting 100 degrees. And we start to see the temperature range changing a little bit wider going to Friday and Saturday. We might see that ridge trying to shift around a little bit by the time we get to the end of next week, going towards the 4th of July weekend. So in other words, some very hot weather coming our way. We've got to deal with storms first before we get to that hot weather. So just be careful out there. If you're out today, when you hear when it thunders, you go indoors. Next week, you're going to have to really stay hydrated. You're going to have to take care of your pets. You're going to have to check on people that really don't have air conditioning, because they're going to be really impacted by what's coming up starting the early part of next week. Everyone, do have a great day, and once again, do stay safe out there.